Hello and welcome to the story of my favorite piece so far. First off, when I start a actual development cycle on a character, right? We haven't done this yet. This is the same goal I painted a while ago with the bow and arrow and the metal contraptions on an arm. I usually do a very simplified, different style approach. Kind of something a bit more cartoony, etc., etc. It frees my mind up from trying to draw better and rather focus on thinking about how stuff works. So in this case, I was concepting how the arm contraption might actually work. Just early thoughts, and I was playing with a few potential costume ideas, because something I am toying with narratively is that the typical Japanese outfits don't actually accommodate her, because she's got the arm with all of these things. She can't wear the normal sleeves, she can't permanently keep her leg covered because she needs it to potentially do stuff that her arm would normally do, kind of thing. And I had some fun with that, but then I changed my playlist and I started listening to the godlike Silent Hill soundtrack, which is one of my all-time favorite soundtracks. And I thought, let's do a kind of a bit more of a horror take on her, because I really wanted to work on the silhouettes. I wanted to have these almost amputated wings in the silhouette for this contraption coming out of her. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is very far out of my comfort zone. It's a lot more of a, I think, painterly style. It's a very hard pose to actually pull off properly. That's sort of butt in the air, but back still exposed so you can see it with the arm out. It's the kind of thing where you really wish you had a friend you could pose quickly. Because believe it or not, that's not a pose you find a lot of reference for online. And besides that, I wanted to try and work on a darker background. I don't know if anyone else has noticed, but I've recently become very aware of how starting on a lighter or a darker background changes the overall mood of my image. And mood really is the word, because that's what I wanted to, and I feel I ultimately captured with this piece. And I'm proud of that. I think everything I've ever drawn in my life has always just been a character concept or a sketch or a doodle or something like that. I've never really had a piece that has mood. I've tried many times, but always failed. And this piece ultimately ended up having texture, mood, emotion. It feels the way I wanted it to feel. And that, for me, is a new thing. So I'm hoping it's the start of the next tier of the quality of my work, because it's about time I level up a bit. Overall, with this image, I didn't even bother working on her back tattoo or the actual details of how the mechanism works. This is purely visuals at this point. Once I'm at a point where I'm happy with the visuals, obviously, then the next layer is starting to think about all of that kind of stuff. Wow, it's so funny to watch 6 odd hours of drawing compressed into 4 or 5 minutes. I actually rage quit halfway. I was drawing it last night, and by the time I went to bed, I was in full mind that I was going to wake up and delete it. And I got up at around 3:30, I think it was, and started. And by 6 a.m., 7 a.m., I was so proud that this actually became the first piece I've ever signed. And as you can see, I didn't even have a signature, so I had to quickly make one up.